I just saw people do it online and I said to myself, man, if this guy can do it, maybe I can do it too.
I think so many people don't have discipline elsewhere in life. They wake up to trade and that's it.
You've got all these psychological things in your mind like you're playing a game. It makes it really difficult.
In the beginning, you're going to lose. There's no doubt. Hello guys, my name is Harry. Online I'm known as Trade Sharp.
My name's Daniel. I'm a gold trader.
What's up? My name is Raja, founder of Premier Markets Dominion Funding, and we're here to do a roundtable with no hosts. It's going to be fun. The prop firm owner. No, to be honest, I honestly think that a prop firm will make a trader more disciplined. And I think if you have those rules fixated where you're trading, you understand that, okay, like, you know what, if I'm gonna go in like an extra drawdown, I'm gonna lose that account. And we've seen people get more disciplined when they're trading a prop account. So it goes both ways. Of course, the company makes money from the failed challenges, but at the same time, I think it's a really good opportunity for traders to really make some extra money as well.
Yeah, I agree. Like statistically, obviously, prop firms make more money. I think the numbers came out that Top Step made they made 50 million a month. What?
Wow.
Yes. 50 million a month.
Damn.
So are traders making 50 million a month from prop firms? Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
No, I think, it's safe to say even on the broker side, we know that brokers actually do make probably more money than the vast percentage of traders, because it's just fact. There's only a small percentage of traders that will make it to a point where they will start withdrawing money from the market. So even on your point saying that it does build discipline with the rules and stuff, that is definitely true. But those rules also can influence a trader to maybe not follow their plan because they're pressured by that. So I think it's a push-pull. And definitely, I do think overall, both prop firm and a broker will benefit more than the majority of traders if we look at the whole industry.
Yeah, but we did this one test.
Yeah.
We did this one test where when we were only focusing on C trader, we understood that, okay, when we were pushing education more, we saw that clients were getting more disciplined with their trades. We saw that. But the problem is that, if someone's going to be disciplined for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they're going to be excited, great, they're going to withdraw money. But then their old habits come back, right? And they always need someone to slap their hand to say, hey, you know what, you got to relax.
Yeah.
And which is where I think props, they really help people to just stay in line. Because, if someone only got 500 to their name, they're going to buy a challenge and they know that if they screw up just a little bit, they're going to lose their 500.
Exactly. It limits it. Yeah. I think at that point, that's the most dangerous thing with trading with your own money, is that you have total control of it. And unless, especially with high leverage, not like, I know some jurisdictions offer leverage that are a little bit more safer, but if you're on a broker that's offering, anything above 1 to 100, you can do serious damage to your account.
Yeah.
And prop firms just cut that out because it's a one-time fee. It's kind of like a tournament basis, that people play. So it's a pay to play and that's it.
And even think about psychologically, you've got the psychology of either a personal account or a prop account. The psychology of a personal account is I've got $1,000, I'm going to show up and take a trade. The psychology of a prop account is I've got this objective, I can't let this happen. So you've got all these psychological things in your mind like you're playing a game. And I think that's bad. It's hard. It makes it really difficult. I don't know. That's what I feel. But I love prop firms. Prop firms changed my life.
Oh, yeah.
But they're so hard. They're so hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
But you used to be different. You used to say, no, I'm not a prop firm guy.
yeah, in the beginning, when I saw this whole concept, it felt to me as a very predatory business model, for people who have not enough money. They're like, hey, look, we're going to give you $100,000 account for $500, $400, whatever. But you got someone who's never seen a drawdown of $1,000, you give them a 100K account. Now they're like, oh, what do I do with this? Right? But I think that was my ignorance in the beginning, because once I saw that people were actually making money, they were actually making withdrawals, then I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe this is something that's going to help someone who's not profitable on their live account, but it's helping them on their prop account.
I think for me in the beginning, when I first started trading prop firms, and went into, and I didn't really trade prop firms for the fact that I wanted to, but in the beginning, I wasn't making 10% in a month, which was the rule on, let's say, FTMO and most prop firms. I was not making 10% a month. That was not what was happening. So I knew I was setting myself up to failure, and I would go and just blow the account. So in that sense, it was like, these days it's a lot different, right? You don't have those rules set in place. And obviously you kind of, once you build your own personal and trade that, you're used to it. And I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of traders. But in the beginning, that would have put a lot of pressure on traders to say, look, 10% in 1 month, otherwise you fail the challenge.
That's a lot.
That's that, like, as even as a, putting that as like a realistic expectation for a lot of beginner traders, unless you're risking, like, it's easy with 2-3% risk, but can we be honest, like you said, exactly what you said, seeing someone now risk $1,000, imagine now we're changing that to 3,000, they're just going to be totally messed up, And even though they could get lucky and pass, it's what happens after,
There's another component to prop firms now where a lot of them will have like a 90% discount. So you can get a 100K account for like $20. And then that promotes gambling because you're like, well, I guess I can pass it in one day. I might as well full margin it. And then, okay, you blow 3, you get funded on the 4th. Now you've got a live account and you don't know how to trade it. Because like, oh, I passed this by gambling. Now what do I do? And then you blow it, and the psychological effects of that really sucks. And you can spiral out of control and get real negative about trading props.
It's a good business model they've done, and people need to be aware of it, where you pay very cheap for just the challenge phase, and then you pay an activation fee.
Yeah.
Now this is like easy because it invites people to just boom, boom, pay, and then they pass one, but then like you said, they don't know how to trade afterwards. And it's always a balance. It's like, if they're making it harder to pass the first stage, the payouts will be easier to get. But if they're making it easy to pass the first stage, it's going to be harder to get a payout. You have consistency rules or meeting daily targets, etc.
There's one prop firm in particular. You can get like a 100K account for 30 USD, but then when you pass the account, it's 400 USD. So they know, like, okay, guys might full margin and pass it, but once they get funded, they have to pay us 400, and then it's going to blow it. I was like, okay, good way to make money.
I think it's dependent on the trader. So this is something I've had a conviction about. So if we talk about a trader in a cycle of, let's say, at least 4 years, 4 years would be enough to go through at least 4 market cycles. A trader not even going through one full market cycle, trading one strategy, one or a couple of pairs or whatever they do, they have no idea what it is. And I always encourage people to, like, and I did this drill when I started, is to go on like a monthly time frame and look at how many candles. That's your experience on the chart. Like, if your experience on the chart is 12 monthly candles, it's barely anything. So I think it depends on the trader, because as an advanced trader, there could be times where those rules put too much pressure on you, where you start to feel pressured to do mistakes you wouldn't normally have because you're disciplined in risk management. A lot of traders come into this game with problems with risk management, but you can set up on accounts lockouts. You have a tool, right? Magic Keys, which has a lockout feature that will stop you from trading. That easily solves that risk management discipline problem that prop firms would already have with rules. Plus, you have custody of your own funds. My main feature is something that's really hard, and it's mentally straining for a trader, is to have to go through a challenge. And if we talk about a trader who's someone who's just beginning and really trying their best, they're going to have ups and downs. Probably would take them to make 10%, at least half a year, sometimes even a year. You can see that. Someone who's legit really trying their best. That mental cycle that, okay, I've just passed phase 1 now, or I have to do XYZ to get a payout if they're making it easy to pass the challenge, they're not getting paid by the market. And the fact of that, it's mentally tolling. At the end of it, like you said in the beginning, if they have that one slip up, they're back to zero. Being back to zero, their mentality is screwed. But if you have a personal account and you're taking out $50, $20, $100, it's at least going to be like, okay, I'm starting to see progress. Even if you have a big slip up, it's like those small gains would get me longer. And with the right advice, people telling you, look, focus on the small gains, focus long term, it would be better. So it's dependent on the trader. But for traders who have the discipline, they can easily get quick payouts. Return on investment for a prop firm is astronomical. Astronomical. 500 and first payout 1%, you can make $1,000. That's unheard of. It's astronomical.
One thing very interesting you said, that about market cycles, right? Because, like, if you got someone who spent, like, let's say 1 year in the market, and now they're like, oh, I'm a verified, funded, full-time trader, it makes no sense at all. Because I remember when I first started in 2016, 2016, I understood a little bit of a market. Then 2017, then Trump came. Then 2018 came. Then 2018 was a time when Kim Jong-un was sending missiles over Japan.
Yeah.
Right? We're like, what the hell is this? Right? And gold was moving. Then 2019 came. 2020 came and there was COVID time. So even looking at that, it took me 4 years to totally understand the fundamentals of the market. It took me that time to really comprehend what NFP really means, what CPI really means, what it means when Trump says XYZ or when someone else somewhere does like, whatever. So it took me that much time, so you're absolutely right, man. Like, people need to like really look at it this way that, okay, if I'm going to spend 4 to 5 years, then only I'm going to be able to understand the market cycles. I'm going to be understand that, okay, in summertime, why the volume is low. Like, like after Christmas, man, I got guys who will be fucking trading till New Year's Eve, right? New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, oh, I'm looking for a trade. Like, what are you doing? Like I was a retard like that back in 2016 when I first started. I'll be looking at like, New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve. And then I realized like, what am I doing? Like the market's going to be here next year.
Exactly, yeah.
So you just got to spend time, like 4 or 5 years, and then you understand. You're absolutely right on
You
that.
get bored of it though. Like I was like that in the beginning, super like, okay, trade. But then after a time, you're just like, I'm bored of it,
Yeah.
But the problem is you try to explain to someone who's new, don't do that, don't overtrade, but you can't. And then they don't spend enough time in the market to get bored of it. They blow themselves out the water,
It's a massive exception.
Bro, it's a lot of money.
A massive exception.
30,000.
Yeah, 30,000 a month from a prop firm is a massive, like 0.001%.
Online, people, I'm seeing,
people are
like
delusional.
100K per month.
People are crazy.
Bro, you tell a regular person that, hey, you can make 5K a month.
Yeah.
For someone who's being overloaded with the social media of like 100K a month, he's gonna, 5K a month is nothing.
Yeah.
Right? When he's never even had 5K in his bank account. Right? That's the whole problem.
Yeah.
But like, 30K, I mean, that's like a very small minority of the people. 30K, it's a lot of money.
You need to stack a lot of, and you need to make sure to be hedged against different prop firms to make sure they're not going to start full margining. It's very complex route.
Yeah, but I think like 5K, I think that's a very reasonable amount.
5K, look, this is what I mean, like return. Like if you're investing 500 for a challenge, let's say you have an initial fee of, in your journey, you spend 5K because you blew 10 challenges.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's being generous. Like you shouldn't be blowing 10 challenges, but it happens, right? So you spend 5K blowing 10 challenges, you pass one during that, you're funded now. 5% payout, okay? Now they take, 20% cut or 10% cut. So let's say 6K payout, 6%. I think a trader in, let's make it super safe, 2 months can make 6% comfortably with proper risk management, not over risking. That's paid that all back.
Yeah.
And your return on investment of the actual investment tool, not your learning process, is insane. It's already like 100x, it's a 10x.
But even for a trader to make $5,000 a month through trading prop is like so rare. Like you have the statistics, you have the numbers. Surely it shows that it's so rare, right?
Yeah, like we got guys doing payouts of like $1,000, $500, but those who are trading, let's say 100K accounts, it also depends on the market conditions as well. Like if you look at gold yesterday, right? So we were looking at our stats, and some guys are up like, $10,000 on a 100K accounts, 10,000, 7,000. So those are just exceptions when it happens. But we've also seen like a lot of guys blow their accounts when price is just ranging, like where there's no clear direction, and markets is just like, consolidating. But days like yesterday, man, we see our graph of profits go whoop, and we're like, oh shit, payouts are coming soon,
But that comes back to what you were talking about how market cycles and your time in the market to get like a pulse on it. Think about gold this year alone. The first, couple months, it was just trending. And then the last 5 months, we've just consolidated. So all the guys that do well when it's trending are like, oh, what the hell do I do now? And now it looks like we're starting to move again. So yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, but also depends on where you live. Like if you're making 5K a month and you're living in like, let's say Bangladesh or Pakistan, that's great money, right? But if you're 5K a month, you're living in the UK, you're like, yeah, I need that 30K.
I mean, 5K, if you treat trading as a luxury, right? It's not a necessity. You should come into the game like, I have a luxury to do that, and your luxury is making you 5K. Most luxuries we enjoy in life cost us. But to be able to make 5K from that is actually insane. And if you compound that over time, like it's not when you go through a phase, you'll have like your low phase in trading where you realize like, okay, this is way harder than I expected, but I'm hooked because I see the potential.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. Once you get out of that phase and you touch that like first 1,000 and you're getting 1,000, 5,000 is not that far. It's only actually, what determines you getting there is just that slight touch of increasing risk only, not really changing what you're doing now. And then it's a game of risk. Like I know you risk a lot, so it makes sense. But if you were risking little, it wouldn't be as much as you're making now. But the only thing that you've basically changed over time is risk. It's not like, okay, now I'm suddenly going to target 300 pips because I need to make more money.
I'm interested that that's your perspective, because I almost think it's the opposite, where in order to get to that level, it's almost about stop doing the dumb shit.
Yeah.
Because those guys that could increase their leverage or increase their size and, add to winning positions. But what I've noticed, it's guys get a bit of success and then it just all goes down the drain in like one tilt session.
Sure, and I totally agree. Yeah, I think that's obviously what tips people over the edge is the bad habits that just come upon them and ruin their trading. So that I agree, especially someone new in the journey. I think once you get more advanced, then it's more about your job. Like once you have a strategy and you of course you'll still be challenged by the market, need to adapt, but it's comes to a point where it's kind of like, okay, now I just have to push risk,
I think the biggest misconception people have about props is mainly like they want you to fail, but like if we look at how the business model has changed, in the beginning, they were like, okay, you need to make, let's say 10% to get a payout. Now there are different consistency rules that you need to be profitable for at least 3 days and you can get a payout. Like, some models have changed to say that, okay, you just need to be profitable on day 2 or day 3 to get a payout. So the rules have gotten harder a little bit because, like, in the beginning, the rules were softer. So people were taking advantage of those rules. They were using EAs, they would buy multiple accounts to, like, hedge against the accounts to kind of, like, cheat the system. So I think now when you look at most props, like, they're mostly rewarding traders who are disciplined and they are consistent, right? They don't want to reward, let's say, gamblers. Right. So I think the biggest misconception is just like with the brokers, in the beginning, when I started trade, the whole thing was that, okay, well, the brokers are watching your stop losses and they will, like, stop you out. And this is a stop hunt. Well, if there's a stop hunt, what about the guy who's winning on the other side of the trade? Where is his stop hunt? He's moving in profits, right? So I think it depends. Some people really like prop firms. Then if they really like them, they don't look at these certain rules that go against them. They look at the rules there, which are there to protect them more. Because we have some clients on our Dominion markets. When they go to Dominion funding on, like, prop or whatever, they don't do well, right? And the guys who are doing well on prop accounts, they don't do well on their live accounts. So it's a very different, different dynamic that we have.
Yeah. No, you're right. People love to, especially in an emotional game like trading, blame someone or something for the reason why things aren't going how they want. But the reality is, just use myself as an example. I was a guy that had no money, but I wanted to trade. I'm like, this is the way out. Prop gives you that opportunity. So if you treat it like a gamble, yeah, it's going to sting. You're going to blow accounts and lose money, but you can also use it as a escape, essentially. Like they're there for a reason. You can actually change your life through props, but you can also ruin your life through props.
Yeah.
There was a guy on stream the other day, he goes, hey man, do you have any advice? I lost my car, my house, and my wife to trading. I'm like, hey bro,
What?
go to a psychologist, because it's not the market's fault. If it wasn't the markets, you would do that at the casino.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's your mindset, how you approach the game of prop, personal, whatever. I don't know.
In the beginning, when I heard about props, their whole spiel was this. Like, I remember, I don't know if this was FTMO or who it was, but in the beginning, they were like, hey, look, we have investors backing us with real funds if you pass this test. Yeah, I think that was the point where I was totally against it because I'm thinking like, okay, what sort of a retard investor will say, hey, look, I have $100,000. If you can pass 2 demo accounts, I'll give you $100,000 of my money. I'm like, no, like that. It doesn't work like that, right? So I think that was the biggest misconception in the beginning. And then, like, everyone came out and forward to say, oh, hey, look, like this money is based on the subscription fees, and we're basically like, betting against the traders and whatever.
Both. I think they can do both. So if you're an early trader, you've got rules that you need to adhere to in order to find success. Don't hit this limit, don't hit this limit. But the other side of it is that's actually really bad for your psychology because the goal should be, hey, is this a good trade? Not, oh, I have to hit this target. I can't do this. I can't do that. Or I'm playing a game now. It's not just, am I taking a good trade? It's, I'm playing a game now. So that's difficult. I think that is hard on the psychology. But at the end of the day, man, you can find success. If one person can do it, then surely anyone can do it. So I don't know. It's good and bad.
So when you started doing prop in the start, did it take you some time to get used to the rules?
Yes.
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years.
Really? Because I started in prop. So I was just blowing accounts.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Cycle of blowing
You
accounts.
see that cycle a lot, and that's why
He was the perfect client.
Perfect
Oh,
club.
here's Daniel again.
Perfect club. I would blow an account, jump back on the website, buy another one, try and enter the same trade.
that
Wow.
Psycho.
So fast.
Crazy person.
especially if the card, the worst, I'll tell you, one tip is don't save your card on the site.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, if you can press a button and it debits, that's a big
Like
problem.
reload, boom.
Boom. Yeah, it's really, no, it's a massive problem. The people just lack experience with the rules. Like, maybe the actual percentage, but how many people have practiced trading with rules before buying an account? I guess it's like maybe 1%, 5%. No one buys a demo prop firm. Did you buy a demo prop firm account? You went straight, right? I mean, who has the time for a demo prop firm account? It's a waste of time. And it's actually why I encourage people to practice with, these rules here. And we even set it up on our simulator to have a prop firm sim.
Yeah.
And people can practice that because it's a huge, getting people actually a small edge before getting into it.
Oh, so you have a prop simulator.
Yes.
I think we had this conversation on the boat.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So we put that into our simulator so people can choose their rules, choose their consistency. They can choose phase 1, phase 2, or maybe one phase after they pass, and they can see, okay, let me practice with the rules. Then let me go take a challenge. Because now they're going to be more excited to take challenge, more prepared, and they'll know what to expect. And they know, like, if they're generating results on the sim but fail the challenge, they're going to be enticed, okay, I'm going to give a second chance.
Yeah.
Then they can stick to that, and it's more beneficial. And people can do that without a sim, but it's something that can help.
Yeah, I know. We like to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Very enjoyed.
Yeah.
So this is actually a straight cut statement is you have to have money. There's no excuse that I do this, flip your account, grow it slowly. I came in, the reason I started personal is I started in crypto. I built my crypto. I was like flipping shoes, all of this hustle, selling stuff in school, had $10,000 and put boom, straight into crypto, all. Ethereum was 300, Bitcoin was 9,000.
Oh.
And I went all in with 10K, and then I 200x the account and didn't withdraw anything and was like, okay, and it was, I believed in it. And that was like, okay, big boost, right?
Yeah.
But that's where money came
Big
from.
boost, bro. A huge boost. What do you mean?
I feel, yeah, it was great. And the first account I opened, 25K.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I take, a small percentage, 25K first account. Why? To risk 1%, $250. I said, it's something sensible, And 25K was too much. I felt pressured. It's way different. But you don't need, with leverage these days, why can't you open a 5K account and risk $100? It's no problem. It's only the balance that's going to move. You can hide the balance these days. You don't even need to just look at the risks that you're risking and make sure there's enough for leverage purposes. But you need money, right? And you work towards that. There's no excuse for getting it. If you cannot make money, you are not going to become a profitable trader. You need to have a skill of actually being able to do something with your life. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Like, you're not flipping your $500 to 100,000. It's just not happening. What I tell guys is, like, if you really want to make it without prop accounts, you need at least $5,000. At least. If you don't have that, it's an uphill battle. Because I remember at the beginning when I first started, I started with $1,000, and from 1,000, when I went to 5K, that 5K became a barrier which I couldn't cross because I never I didn't have 5K, I couldn't cross. Once I crossed that, then the barrier hit at 10K. Like it's all that mental barriers, right? I couldn't cross that barrier. So then I realized, hey, look, like if I really want this to work, I need at least $5,000 in my account, because if I have $5,000 in my account, that means my bank account has way more than that. So I can financially support it. But if you're looking at $500, grow to like $1 million or nothing, then
Come on,
forget it.
man. I seen it on Instagram, bro.
No, it's not gonna happen. No, it's not happening.
Oh man, that's my whole flip.
Yeah.
Don't you see this? You flip it like back to back. It's like, come on, man.
Sick roulette.
Well, it depends, because when we started Dominion Funding, we actually did a lot of case studies to see, like, okay, why were prop firms failing? Why weren't they doing payouts? And the biggest issue was that their cost of the challenges was too low, right? Cost of the challenge was low. They were more focused on sales because, as your payouts grow, your sales have to keep on coming in. And you have to realize when you're running a prop, your payouts are delayed by at least 2 weeks, 1 month, because if you're getting a sale now, the payout from that sale is going to come in after 2-3 weeks, if the guy is profitable. So we're like, okay, what can we do? We need to have higher pricing, and we need to have rules that make sense, right? Like rules don't have to be too lenient, because if you have lenient rules, there's going to be more payouts, and when there are more payouts, your marketing team is going to say, oh shit, man, we need more sales. And what's the best way to get sales? Buy one, get one free, or 50% off, which makes no sense at all. So we came out as having the most, the hardest rules, which pay out great, but also the prices are premium as well to sustain the business, to make sure that we stay here for the long term.
What's the shelf life of a
Customer, it depends. Like, let's say if we got, we're not that big right now to talk about that. We got about 50,000 customers, right? But if you're talking about firms that do, let's say $1 million a week, right? They got over 1 million clients. I think from our standpoint, I think it's going to be maybe 2 weeks,
Yeah.
wow, 3 weeks. But it also depends. Some guys will buy a challenge like Daniel, they'll fail it, then they'll buy it again and again and again and again and again. And once they get that payout, they'll take that certificate, say, I got a payout, but I'm in a net loss. But I still got a payout.
Yeah.
so
And then deposit that payout to buy more challenges.
buy more. That's the cycle.
Yeah.
So how'd you break your cycle?
Just keep showing up. Keep buying challenges, keep showing up. You just get better eventually.
Oh yeah, okay.
It just takes ages.
Yeah, it takes time.
Yeah, and obviously trying to get better. That was the biggest thing. People would just keep doing it and banging their head against the wall, expecting a change. It was like, oh, I know what I did. I took a loss, tried to get it back, went on cycle. I knew what I was doing. It was just a matter of stopping. And eventually you get so exhausted that you just, I can't do it again.
Yeah, like running a company, you have to really maintain risk. One biggest rules are you can't trade news. If there are some firms, they have low price models and they allow news trading, there's a lot of risk that they're taking on hand. And that's where you're going to get payout delays and and payout denials and all this shit that's going to happen.
But a lot of props as well didn't have as many rules and regulations for payouts as they do now. Now it's you can get 5,000 max per withdrawal and things like that. Back in the day, you could just, whatever you got, you could just go withdraw.
5,000 max?
Oh, you know what I'm saying? There's heaps of things like that. There's some that you can only get 1,500 max for the first month and things like that. There's heaps of rules. But back in the day, it used to be, whatever you win, you can just withdraw. Yeah. And then firms would just go under. But I guess we ran out of money.
We had that phase where a lot of firms got pressured and they went under.
Oh yeah.
So many.
It's crazy.
Last year.
Yeah, it was
last year, it was someone came with a stick. You, boom.
Gone.
So many. Yeah.
That affected a lot of traders.
Yeah. That's where the whole, that side of the industry got such a bad reputation.
For me, there's two sides. There's a business side, and then there's obviously a customer side. Obviously, the best business practice is when both are somewhat compensated. Obviously, a business is there to make profit, customers there to buy a service. Now, in terms of what happened, let's say with all of those prop firms shutting down, the customer was very heavily affected. I had people in my circle who were wiped of their funded accounts and what it did to their psychology, and they don't trade anymore. That's what it did to them. So that was very harsh for them. And as a business, they need to consider, okay, if we are struggling on this side, instead of being, shady or trying to hide behind it, we can be honest and say, like, listen, we are struggling with payouts. So what we're going to do is we're going to only allow maybe a max payout of for this month $1,000. But you can still keep the profits, right? But we'll only allow a max payout. So you're still offering the customer payout, but then you're trying to build revenue at the same time to then try play catch up. Obviously, that's implication if that trader still keeps making money, but in another sense, it also gives the worst traders who are gamblers to lose money that of profits they had. So maybe, I wouldn't know the stats, I'm not enough, but maybe it would balance itself out to where the guys who are asking for massive payouts give back some of that profit. The guys who trade slowly sustainable will get their profits paid out, and it'll give enough time for the company to build revenue,
The biggest thing is it's a lot of owners, they kept withdrawing a lot of money from the company in the beginning.
No partying.
Which is what it affected them a lot. Like for example, like if I talk about this, like so far we've done about 5 million like in sales, and just last month we took a payout of, let's say, like $25,000. Us.
Yeah.
From November till now, just last month. So a lot of guys think like, okay, like if you're making all this money from sales, whatever, you're making money, you're doing this and this and that. No, like if you're running it as like a proper business, that a lot of the money has to stay in the business for your pay, because your payouts are variable expenses. The Khalid is probably watching this and laughing and saying, what the hell is Raja talking about? But like all these payouts, they're your expenses. You got your marketing, you got your operations, you got all these fees, right? So a prop business is where you're not looking to take money out as soon as you get sales. You need to have like a buffer that, okay, this is the buffer I need, times that by 2 to be safe, and then I can probably take something out for myself.
That's a big fact. I think you could see, like, and I know because we're on social media, you could see the prop promoters splurging, and it's I think it was a straight facts, and you're like, okay, it's actually not the company's fault, it's their fault.
Yeah. That's like any business.
Yeah.
Lack of experience of running a business, that's all what it is.
But I'll tell you something with trading prop firm, because again, that's all I've ever done, is as you get years into the game of trading prop firm, and you're probably not going to like this. Actually, I wouldn't do it with one of your firms, but
Do it.
no,
What is it?
You don't know what it is.
yeah, you don't know what it is. But it's a numbers game. Like anybody that's really successful with prop firms, you completely disconnect from the pain of losing an account, because you get really good at getting funded, get through that stage real quick, make your dollar, blow the account, do it again. And it's a cycle. And you might say like that's a bad way to trade, maybe. But the idea is if you have the ability to go aggressive in the challenge phase and then conservative in the funded phase, it's no big issue when you blow the account, you get your payout and then do it again. And most of the guys that I know that kill it on prop have that exact same mentality. There's no connection to a funded account whatsoever. Once it goes, I'll get another one and just keep the cycle going.
Have you seen this now? They allow rebuys.
Rebuys.
Reset.
You can, if you blow your account and you've passed it, you can rebuy your account.
You can reset it.
No, not reset. You get the same, you're still funded.
Oh.
You don't have to. It'll keep you funded, you just pay, but it's like top dollar. Maybe
Okay.
account costs like 200, but now you can pay 400.
Oh, interesting.
And you get your whole account back funded already.
Funded
No
account.
need to go through the challenge again.
Oh, that's
You pay a top dollar for that.
So you tell me this, right? Now, we have sometimes clients, right? They will buy a 50K account like 12 times.
Okay.
And I think the whole mentality is going to be that, okay, like, if it costs about $300, so for 300, I can get 50K. Then they buy it, let's say like 10 times, so now they spend 3,000.
Yep.
But mentally, okay, I spent 3,000, but I'm gonna get a 50K account. So did you fall into that mentality in the beginning?
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
Like let's say for example, like you're looking at a 100K account.
Yes.
Right. So you bought it like $500, 100K account. You're like, okay, blew it, whatever. But now when you're like 5K in the hole,
Right.
and you still have this light of, I spent 5K, but I still have a chance of that 100K account.
Maybe in the early days, but once you get good with prop, it doesn't matter. You're going to get it back easily. But like I said, I wouldn't do it with your firm is because the idea is to utilize the cheaper firms. Because you're going to blow accounts.
Yeah.
You are going to blow accounts. But you just,
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
And you just get numb to that.
you get numb to it because you know what you make is you can make it all back in a day.
Do it.
And no, but it's too expensive because I'm gonna blow fucking 5 of them just to get my payout, and that's like a couple of grand. It is.
Like, no,
Yeah. But the reality is, with the cheaper ones, it doesn't matter. Everyone that I know does really well in prop have that same mentality.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, trading is meant to be the ultimate freedom, unless you're on the charts all day. But in terms of trading prop, yeah, you got freedom. You got freedom. Okay, the guys that complain about prop and the rules and this and that are the guys that can't trade. Like, just show up, do your thing, make a bit of money, and then go to the gym or something. Like, why do people care so much? It's not that difficult. Like, yeah, no, it's freedom. The only thing that I say that's not freedom in trading is if you sit in front of the screen all day, overtrade.
Yeah,
Like
I agree with that.
I would rather be in a maximum security prison with no food, like psychologically, than to sit in front of a screen trading all day. It is the worst thing for your psychology. I can't think of anything worse for your psychology. Because you lose respect for yourself. When you're sitting in front of a screen and overtrading and breaking your rules and trying to hit payouts, oh my God, it is so bad.
Yeah, like there was a time when I'd be trading, let's say in New York session, I'd take a loss, I'm like, all right, cool, I took a loss. And then there's gonna be FOMC later on. I'm like, okay, perfect. This FOMC, quick moves, let's make this money back. Nope, lost.
It's like the number one thing you get asked right on stream, how do I stop overtrading? How do I stop impulse trading?
Just have someone with a hammer to knock your fingers off.
Tell them to do hard shit in life.
Yeah.
I think so many people don't have discipline elsewhere in life. They're not going to the gym. They wake up to trade and that's it. And they think they found their purpose, but they lack purpose anywhere else, so they'll never fix that issue.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Okay, can I say something? If you put 5K in as a beginner trader into a personal account, you're gonna blow it. So,
Yeah.
but if you put $50 into a prop account and be like, I'm gonna try and pass this challenge, and then you blow it in 2 weeks.
No, but you know what I say? I say is this, listen, so if you're a beginner trader, I would say deposit like $500 in your live account, right? Then choose which prop account you want to buy. Let's say it's a $400 account or like $200, whatever the price is, right? Try to grow that 500 to that, try to make that extra profit on that $500 account, withdraw that profit, and then go buy the prop account. Because now you've proven to yourself that you're disciplined, you're consistent, you can make money, and you can withdraw money to use it in the real world.
So you're saying live account's better?
Live account, in the beginning, better because you're trying to making that fee from the market.
Yeah.
Right?
That way, it's a proof, and you also, it's nice about that, you set yourself a target that you'll have in a prop firm. Prop firm, you have to reach a profit target. This, you kind of say, I need money to withdraw.
But then this guy started from props, man. He made money.
But you go through the
And then how many props did you blow? It's like,
billions.
that's the caveat. I think what's safe to say is both ways you lose.
Yeah,
In
but
the beginning, you're going to lose.
yeah.
There's no doubt. So,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, some dudes will go, hey man, I got no money, but I'm thinking about getting a loan to trade.
Oh, my.
I'm like, hey bro,
shit.
just delete everything you just said. That's crazy.
People don't
Backspace everything.
Yeah.
People don't understand you can start trading for free though.
No, when people say, how do I start? Oh, how much do I put into an account to start? I say, you don't start by trading, you start by learning.
Yeah, that's true. So in the beginning, when you started, you had no money. You started the prop account,
FTMO, yeah.
FTMO account.
Yeah.
And then you blew that account.
Yes.
Where'd you get the money from?
Oh, okay. No money meaning, like I wasn't under a bridge.
Okay.
Yeah. But I had no money, like just week to week type.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. Wow, that's a tough grind.
I was so,
That's a grind.
I was like, this is my only chance, man. I got to make it.
Like, all right, new account done. Here we go.
Yeah, pretty much. But here's the thing, that's like most traders.
Yeah, that's
You're rich, you don't know, bro.
bro. I wasn't before.
But every 99% of traders are just 9 to 5 guys that have a little bit of money left to try and make something.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it's, after a year of failing, how difficult is it to continue? Your girlfriend's on your case. What's this trading thing?
That's the psychology hard side of a prop firm, is that even if you not pass that like phase 2 or get funded or get a payout, it's still there. But at least, like you said, you start a small account, $500, whatever. At least you take out $100 if you do something.
100%.
I just saw people do it online, and I said to myself, man, if this guy can do it, maybe I can do it too.
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
That's how I've done most things in life. There was talks about regulations coming in with prop, but the prop industry isn't that big enough right now for regulations. It's not big enough at all.
Compared to broker,
Yeah,
do you know what the difference is?
bro, it's like, look, so if you're looking at props now, there are only maybe 5, 6 big props.
Yeah.
That's it. The industry is still very, very small. Very small. Like, there are still people who know how to trade, and they've never heard about prop account.
Yeah.
They haven't heard about it at all. Like my brother's friends who live in Canada, they'd have no idea what props are, but they know about brokerages, right? And even if when we talk about see regulation means when the industry is so huge and there's so many complaints that someone has to intervene to say, okay, these things are going to be done. So far, right now, the only sort of regulation is being done is by platforms like, let's say, MetaQuotes, right? So if you have a prop business and if you want to get let's say, a MetaTrader license, they will need to see your full KYB, your full KYC, your physical office, phone number, everything is set, then they'll do it, right? Smaller platforms, they'll let you use the platform with a legal opinion, which costs like $200. So 4 or 5 years, it's very tough to say. Maybe in a year or two, something, but nah, I don't see anything of that sort.
No, maybe regulations, but in terms of going away, it wouldn't make sense.
No.
Yeah.
Because it's not like because here's the thing, this whole thing is worded as okay, so I look at it as a e-commerce business. It's e-commerce. You're buying a challenge and you're gamifying it, and if you do something right, you're getting rewarded.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's e-commerce.
Yeah.
So they really did a really good job in masking things and wording it by, let's say, simulated accounts now.
Yeah.
I think the business model is too strong for too many things to change in terms of the prop firms as a whole. It just works too well. It's simple. There are a percentage that getting paid and who can leverage that. I mean, once you reach that top percentage of the prop firm, you can literally milk and actually make significant profits that both company will remain profitable and you get profits. So I don't think much will change with that. Regulations, hard to say. Things change overnight. We can see this industry moves very fast. People make changes very quickly. US prop firms were banned. FTMO was banned US. Boom, acquired by Wayond. They make moves quick. Deals are done fast. Now it's not a problem. FTMO open in US again. So this stuff will happen. People will adapt. It's just like a trader's journey. You keep adapting,
You're a prop firm owner. Is that, how they say some props take the opposite trades or take the same trades as good traders? Is that a thing?
No.
It's not a thing.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No, it's not. Because that guy who is trading well, you try to copy his shit, and then one day he loses his mind.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh shit, why did we do this?
What do you think about those extra programs? I don't know if they're real or not. I don't know, but you would know. They have these extra programs who are like, okay, if you do XYZ, you trade XYZ profitable, we'll put you in a whatever name, not going to name a name, program that you trade as a real. You're given a job, basically. You're trading real funds. You're put on real.
Live account.
Now you're trading for a firm.
Those are all gimmicks.
Well, Top Step do that. Yeah. Live account.
I think that's we wouldn't do that.
No.
We wouldn't, especially let's say for example, we're gonna be okay, if you are a max funded trader allocation wise, right? You're a max funded trader allocation wise, you've withdrawn, let's say 100K, whatever, and you have a big reach and you can bring us business, then we'll say, okay, and then we're gonna give you a salary of $3,000 a month or $4,000 or $5,000 a month.
Is that it?
But yeah, but then also look at it this way, what percentage of customers, clients, or traders will get to that?
I bring in a lot. We could have
Well,
done
then
a deal,
you'll start
man.
your own firm.
We could have done a deal, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but like that's a very small percentage to
Yeah.
happen. But also like when someone markets themselves that way, then everyone feels like okay, I can get to that level.
Well,
Like,
that's
that's the whole
actually
thing.
this is the interesting part because every prop has an affiliate section where
Yeah.
traders can be affiliates. And people don't like to hear this shit, but you can make good money as a prop firm affiliate just with a simple
Yeah,
code.
of course.
Simple code. And people are like, no, you're a trader. You're only allowed to make money trading. Otherwise, you're a scammer. And it's like, no. There's a good opportunity to make money with props, not just off them, but as a referral program.
Bro, some affiliates make great money.
Like,
Man,
it's a whole business. They have conferences. No, the affiliate
Yes.
conference. It's a massive thing.
Exactly. Like our top affiliate with Magic Keys, he's doing like 6K a month.
easily.
Just that.
There's a company, a really known company, have reached out to me recently. I'll just tell the numbers because I don't need to tell they are, but they said, we'll offer you $37,000 per month for XYZ amount of promotion, affiliate, and a couple of posts. I'm like, that's insane. That's how much affiliate programs work.
Yeah.
Crazy.
People buy people.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's it. It's like a train.